was thinking to myself about the video that I did on Cynthia G. I was reading through some comments, and some of them were interesting, some of them were very kind. But in general, I wanted to say something about some of my earlier sentiments about like gender war content in general. Um, People use this content to help soothe themselves because of some disappointments or traumas that they've experienced in life. And let me just put this down for a second. So, the reason why people have so heightened emotions about who's winning, who's losing, whose messages are allowed to be out there, who is being censored, and things of that nature, the reason that people are so dependent on this content is because they're using it as a way to medicate, like soothe themselves because of the traumas and disappointments that they've experienced. And like the thing about it is, this content does not actually help you in the areas that you need help. So I was just thinking about like what maybe can. Oh, fuck. I'm so. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I meant to put my stuff on Do Not Disturb, and I just got a message, and it kind of threw me off track. But anyway, I was thinking like, what can I, what can I possibly like do to maybe help anybody who might continue to listen to any of my uploads. And what I decided to do, because I know I talk a lot about like the creator and listening to your intuition and like detachment and law of attraction and just like things that might seem a little bit woo woo to people, but like honestly, it's just the way that the reality of things work. Like, there is a greater design to our lives. There's a greater mechanism at hand than anything that you can gain through like just social media. Like, the internet is a tool, just like books are a tool, just like televisions is a tool, just like publications are a tool, but they're not everything. Like, you have got to tap into a greater source if you really want healing, if you really want help, if you really want to steer and guide your life in a different direction. And it's hard to do that when you're stuck. And what I feel is that a lot of people who ingest that type of content are stuck. And I really do understand the idea of like entertainment. I understand being at work and just wanting to listen to something, and it kind of quenches your appetite and it makes you laugh, and you're watching like you're listening to sorry, you're reading people's comments and you're getting a kick out of all of that. Like, I understand all of that, but I do think that there is an element where people are like super invested, especially when people start veering into wanting to judge and control the way other people live their lives. Like, it's one thing if you have a particular issue, or if you're upset about things that you've seen and experienced, or even things that you've seen other people who are close to you experience. It's totally fine to have your feelings around that. But when you start to project that onto everybody, it's a problem. When I go into these comment sections and I see people saying stuff like, oh, you know, any black woman that is married is miserable, or any black woman with black male children is miserable, or she's being abused, or her sons or her husband is going to kill her. Like, you don't know that. You don't know how the person is living their life. You don't know if they're happy or not. You don't know if their spouse or if their lover or if their children are going to murder them. Like, like you're projecting. You are projecting onto other people. And the only person that is ultimately hurting is you. It is not hurting these imaginary people that you're, putting this energy out into these comments for other people to read, other people that could be very young and very easily influenced. And some of you want that. Some of you want to influence young people, which means you want to control them. You want to control their life path. And, I get it. Some people feel like they're helping, but you're not. You're not. People have to go through their own life journey. Okay, so I was just like consulting with the tarot about some stuff. I mean, when I say I'm consulting with the tarot, like I just said, media is just a tool. So is tarot. You're not literally like the cards are just cards. They're not really a thing. But you can use them to get messages from the divine. And what the messages that I got was specifically about, how can people who ingest this kind of content, how can they be helped? How can they be healed? What is the divine guidance for these people? You know what? Like, I'll just tell you straight up, it was not keep watching. It wasn't way to go, you're on the right track. Okay. I could have figured that out on my own. That's definitely what I was feeling and sensing. And I think maybe you feel and sense that too. But just for the confirmation, the messages that I got were, the strength in reverse. And I also got temperance in reverse. Excuse the keyboard there. I got temperance in reverse, but we're going to talk like specifically about strength in reverse right now. So, strength in reverse, first of all, is a major arcana, so is temperance for that matter. But this means that these are major energies. This is not like a little bit of, a little bit of advice. This is really important divine wisdom about what you should do to really help you in your life. When I think of strength in reverse, it's definitely like encouraging you to let go, to surrender, to move on. And I also think about addiction. Like, even with temperance in reverse, it makes me think about extremes and also seeking, getting help so that you can be more even manner. So, yeah, I'll talk about temperance as well. But strength is, it's literally strength. But you're taming a beast, in its upright position. You're taming a beast. The beast could be ego, it could be a vice, it could be something else, but you are in the position where you're able to tame it because you have a personal strength and ability to do so. In its reverse, you might be holding on to something too tightly. You might be trying to be too strong. And it could be creating some level of like brittle brittleness to you, bitterness to you. And so, what you would do in that case is surrender because there's strength in surrendering too. There is strength in letting go of something too. It's almost like you want to hold on too tightly to these concepts, or you want to hold on to something that you think is keeping you safe. Like I said, some of you are in the mindset that you're protecting other black women, you're protecting yourself with this kind of content. But it's not actually true. It's not really doing all the things that it was supposed to have done gave. Like, it's not really doing what you expect it to do. Instead, it's become this extreme thing. So that's indicated with the temperance in reverse. So temperance in its upright is like excuse me, there's certain energies, certain elements that are combustible when they're put together. And with temperance, you're able to temper these elements or these energies in such a way that they are able to balance out and go together. But it has to be measured with care and with balance, and you have to be very even in order to do that. If it's in its reverse position, that's an indication that there's some kind of imbalance. There's also extremes going on. So when I think of like extremes, I almost think of like obsessions, um, rigidity, being too rigid with the thing. If we were just simply dealing with like imbalances, we might be getting like a minor arcana. But because this is a major arcana, that means it's an extreme case. It's a big energy. It's a big hurdle in your life's journey, in your soul's journey, which tells me that additional help might be necessary. So maybe you need a life coach, a therapist, a counselor, a relationship coach, a good friend, not a guru. Please don't go online looking for a savior. Somebody that can help you unpack things because you're holding on so tightly. That's the energies I'm getting here with the strength in reverse and the temperance in reverse. You're holding on so tightly to something that it's probably the result of some deep traumas. You're just not able to let go and be even keeled. Like you're too zealous. You're too gung ho. You're too stuck in your ways. You're too extreme. It's too much. And it's all in this it's like a trauma response. It's all like done in an effort to protect yourself. So mm, gender war content cannot help you protect yourself. It cannot help you protect yourself. I think that's the really damaging effect of this content is that it gives you this idea that for one that you have a community, you know, you've got all these other there's an illusion that happens when people look at social media because they see all the up likes and they see all of the viewers, they see all of the subscribers, they see all the members, and no, the illusion is that I have a community. You see all the comments. Oh, look, all these people, they all think like me. You read the comments. Oh my God, this person, what they wrote sounds just like me. It sounds just like my cousin. It sounds just like my niece. It sounds just like my mother. It sounds like something I've heard before. So you feel like you have community. You're responding to people, they're replying to you. You're in like Discord and you're in Patreon and you're in all these little groups and subsets, and you really feel like you're bonding with these people. Mm, it's not real. It's really an illusion. So what I'm what I'm getting is that like originally when I was just sitting here, what I was thinking about was like this one you do on your lonely. Like you have to do it on your own. You have to cut the cord of this illusion of community, of commiserating with like minded individuals when you all have a common goal and it's all going to be so empowering and so uplifting and so beneficial. It's an illusion, it's not really real. You're going to have to do the thing that you don't actually want to do. Think about the response. Like, this is in response to something else that you wanted from somebody else outside of you. You wanted the relationship. You wanted the love. You wanted the validation from another person outside of you, a man. And you're not receiving that, or you're not receiving it the way that you wanted to, or the way that feels like love to you. So now we're looking for it in this pseudo community. But honestly, you need to do this yourself. You need to go within. So you have to, in order to do that, in order to go within, you are going to have to surrender. You're going to have to let go. Let go of this rigidity. Let go of what you're holding on to. This is like a a habit, a really, really deeply rooted habit, something you've got to do, a fix that you get every day, you want it so badly, and you're telling yourself that it's so beneficial. Like I remember people would say about like red pills that they, I think it was Donovan Sharp, like he would say he would get up every morning and take that red pill, like it's a vitamin or something. It's like a mental thing, like a mindset. He would get up and condition his mind every day. And to do what? As to make him a super well-adjusted individual? Is that who you're seeing? So when you want to counteract that, I mean, I've said this. I've said that people like Cynthia G are like they offer opposition. They offer like a balancing of these energies. That doesn't mean that it's healthy. I just want, that doesn't mean that it's healthy. So the question is, do you just want tit for tat? Do you just want even Stevens? Is that enough to quench the thirst that you have within? Or do you actually want to be healthy? If you want to be healthy, then you've got to surrender. You have to let go. And that's going to be hard. That's why it's coming out as this major arcana with strength reverse. It's going to be hard. So you're probably going to need some help because we're dealing with extremes. Very difficult to let go of extremes. That's why you would use the guidance of like maybe a spiritual advisor. I'm kind of not really wanting to say that because people can get led astray, but like a licensed therapist could help with that. And some of you might be in therapy now, and you're like, well, I have a therapist, I'm good. First of all, it doesn't mean you have the right therapist. Like, what kind of therapist do you have? Are they right for you? What kind of therapy do they do? Do they do are they trauma? They do CPTSD? Are they doing CBT? Sometimes that's not what you need. Sometimes you don't need someone that does CBT. Sometimes you need someone that does psychotherapy. It just depends. It depends on what you need. But sometimes that also has to do with you. Like how much are you divulging to your therapist? Are you truly surrendering? Are you truly are you truly letting go? Or are you like, well, I want some help with my stress and anxiety. I want some help with my career. Okay, so, CBT, which I'm not like super into. So I won't say too much because I could be saying it wrong. But like CBT, like they give you homework and stuff like that. Um, Damn, leave me alone. Leave me alone. I'm losing my train of thought 'cause I keep getting a phone call. But maybe you need more of a deep dive is what I'm saying. You might need an actual like therapist that specializes in trauma and is really going deep down. You might not even feel like you're getting anywhere for a while. Yeah, that's another thing with the temperance. Temperance in its upright is like a sign of patience. Some of you don't want to be patient with yourselves because you want it now and you get a really good quick fix when you ingest this type of content. Like you get it right now. It's good, it feels good. It's just like anything, like eating junk food, like watching really bad TV. Like I had a problem. I used to have a problem with trap music. It used to feel so good. But I still like trap. But I had to like back off it because I noticed it was kind of messing with my mood. It was so I had to back off the trap for a while. But that's the kind of like you notice like the music's not the same as it used to be. All my old heads might be able to vouch for that. Like people are not necessarily as instrumental as they used to be because it's not as fast acting. You have to do so many more steps to create the music when you're using like live performers as opposed to just, studio work with, technology. So to me, the music is not as deep. It's not bad, but it's not as it's not as cultivated as it used to be. And to me, like the messages, the lyrics, they're not as layered, they're not as in depth. Um, it serves a purpose, you know. You want that quick and dirty, you want a little bop, it's good. But every day, is it the first thing I should listen to in the morning? Probably not. So, you know, I noticed a change in my mood, and so I had to like back off because it was getting a little out of control. And for some of you, this might be a little out of control. Maybe you listen to too much of this stuff. Like, I don't know if you should have such big emotions about this stuff. I've been accused of like pandering to black males or to being like a mammy or something like that. You know, to be honest with you, I probably put up with way less than any of these women have. I feel like a lot of these women are super, super, super traumatized by the things that they have gone through. And I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, I remember when I was like first on this platform and I used to get into it with this other content creator before this was even called content creation. This was just people on the camera talking, okay? And the problem that this particular lady had with me was that she felt as though I supported like too many male channels that were not equally supportive to me. And I I never understood her anger because I never cared. I'm like, I don't care. I don't like when I turn off, you know, this is before it was on like cell phones. It was just like on your laptop. When I turn off my laptop and I'm done. I don't carry this with me. I'm not like at war with these people. They don't they don't matter. I don't know them. They don't know me. It's just videos. That's truly how I felt. It's just videos. Um, and it is quite surprising. Yes, everything's okay. Oh, sorry. I'm like getting calls and now I'm getting texts. Okay. It's always alarming to me, not alarming, but surprising to me how big this has gotten. It's like, oh, damn, look what we've done. Because all of us, if you're like over 35, we probably are all participated in like creating the foundation of this mess in some way, shape, or form. But like it's very extreme right now. The energy is very extreme. I don't know where this is going. I don't have an answer. This could be a major social shift in like relationships. It might not be. What I'm talking about is your personal happiness. What does it matter what's going on over here and over there, to the left, to the right, above you, beneath you? Like it doesn't matter. Like, are you okay? Are is you finished or is you done? Like, are you okay? Because listen, there is no way that anyone can convince me that listening to all this type of content every single day is healthy. It's not healthy. So, in the challenge position, I'm going to try to wrap this up because I do have to go. In the challenge position is, oh, my terrible nails. Sorry. The Four of Pentacles. So, the challenge here is that y'all can't let go. Even though I try, I can't let go. Okay. I try and try to deny that I need you, but still you remain in my mind. That's why that temperance in reverse is there. Some of you do need to get some help. You need an actual professional to work with you on your habits, on your trauma, on your pain, so you can, oh, boom, so you can let it go, so you can surrender. I'm telling you right now, if you actually want, because I don't believe that y'all are sitting up here talking about black men or talking about men and relationships and all of this and don't want that for your life. I think you want that for your life, but it's the trauma and the triggers. It's like, ugh, and you want to protect yourself, but you're going overboard. So, if you actually want to bring it into your life, you have to surrender. And surrendering, it can mean a lot of different things, but you've got to like let go of what you're holding on to that you believe it's giving you the illusion of protection. You're holding on to it. You're super, you could be obsessed. I don't want to go that far, but you could be, you know, sometimes you have to just say it, just let it go. You might be obsessed. You might be possessed by this energy and struggling to purge it, leading you to becoming a zealot. And so you might need some assistance. I'm not seeing anything that's saying, like, I don't want to impose my beliefs on you. I would say take it up in meditation and prayer. But I know that that could be a big thing for some people, that could be too big. So it might be a little easier to say, get a therapist. But even if you can't do that, um, there's a lot of other resources, either like guided meditations you can listen to on like Calm, the app Calm, or Insight Timer. Even on YouTube, they have guided meditations. You can put in there things like how to change your habits. But like I said, this is like the whole entire point of why I came on here. Like you have to do it yourself, which means you have to cut the cord of this addictive delusion that you have a community here that is helping you. You are still by yourself at the end of the day. When you're sitting here with your phone or you're sitting on your laptop or at your desktop and you're listening to this or you're watching this stuff, you're by yourself doing that. So why not be by yourself doing something that is more beneficial and healthy for you and your mental health and will actually open you up energetically and spiritually so that you can bring in what you truly want. I do not think that this toxicity is what you truly want. And that is not the messages that I receive from the divine either. So now I gotta go. I love you. Bye.